Hello everyone from around the world tuning in for this 2025 World Championship conclusion. This is the final back nine FPO chase card here on MDG Media. Only 9 holes separate the field from that coveted title. A world champion, hard thing to achieve. It is eternal glory on the biggest stage. I'm Connor Wood, and with me, Mr. Andrew Gum.
Yeah, super excited to close this out with you all and have you in the booth. This is the one everybody wants, that World Championship. This is the legacy that every disc golfer dreams of, to have that accolade, and we're going to have a new one here shortly.
There is no doubt, potentially from the chase card. We have seen 2 incredible rounds forming from both Anniken and Ella. Silva and Ida certainly on the board, but not quite keeping the same pace with the upper end of the field. And as the holes run out, it's getting harder and harder to close that gap. It is now or never for the FPO field, and I think it might just be now for our chase card magic. Let's see. Andrew, break down hole 10 for us.
Hole 10's a fun one. This is a par 4, 200 meters or 656 feet. Tee off downhill over the soccer field or football field, and then you want to get yourself moving left if you can a little bit at the end. Here's the corner, which has been tightened in with OB for this World Championships. Always been a tough hole anyway. Quite a narrow green here, as you see, and a couple of trees that just keep getting bigger. Hay bales will save you on the roll away with the sloping hillside left to right. And there'll be so many fans out there, you won't be able to see anything outside of the fairway for sure.
Ella, to get us started, she has the box because of the aforementioned super hot front 9, going 7 under until this point in her round. Ooh. She bends the corner, hugs the inside. Great distance, great position. Everything about that is what you want to see here off the drive of 10.
Yeah, that was picture perfect, and Anniken does fabulous as well. Putting it into a fine spot, getting a lot of distance. Silva, 3 down, currently in 7th place. Really needs to shoot lights out here on the back 9. This one's heading for that tree. Can it fight around it? Yes, it does. Pretty good position. Ideally, you'd like to be a little bit more left, but not too bad.
Ida, a nice snappy release here. Uses the width correctly, gets it to the corner with the distance, and then finds the late fade. Silva from under the branches is going to need to manage the width very well. We see the turn, she needs the late fade, and it gets it. It catches edge at a critical point in the flight. That was a crush from Silva. Still comes up a little bit short given how much she had left, but that was a really technical shot, very well executed, and that is within her range, being one of the longest putters in the FPO field.
Yeah, if anybody can connect from that distance, it's her. Anniken, solid second shot. Stood on edge for quite some time, but stayed in bounds. She's going to be right in that same range as Silva. Also a very dangerous deep putter. That jumper's been looking real good lately. Ida gets herself up there, getting high, nearly at least, up against that fence. She can take a meter relief from it. Ella coming wide. Skipping just in front of the hay bales. So nice.
And the hot run likely continuing there. She gets to bullseye's edge. Such good management of the width. She's just putting it all together here this round, Andrew.
Oh, we're seeing something
it's the sort of fulfillment of her potential which we've been waiting to see. We go to Silva now. From way deep, we see the circle 2 whiskers right in front of her. That is about 20.5 meters.
Right on line. Yeah. Just didn't have quite enough height to get it in, but really an effort.
For Anniken.
I think she laid that one up. Seems pretty happy with her pace at this point. Solo 3rd currently. The best, I guess, yeah, trying to eye up the best finish in a World Championships by a Norwegian player in history, any side of the, for any division.
Ella going to be testing those upper positions, though. We'll see if Anniken can keep pace. We saw Ella come in way behind, but is, as we mentioned, just crushing the birdies and crushing the gap between her and the competition. We see Anniken remains at third. Ella is now firmly tied fourth, right behind her at 5 under. We proceed to hole 11. This par 3 is a 101-meter shot. It looks from the caddy book and from above like a straight shot. It's more of a pure hyzer or even hyzer flip. What you need to do ideally is have some late fade. Throw a straight shot that comes out over the right side of the fairway, fades between those two trees there, over the pond, and sticks the green. As the drone flies is not the traditional entrance, you can alternatively go straight at it rather than over the pond, but it narrows in the middle to such a small point that any sort of kick, leaf, roll, bounce, skip can quickly find yourself in trouble. You want to avoid being a mermaid there in that pond. Just keep your disc on dry land.
Yeah, very iconic hole. Seems to always bring the drama every year. Fourth hardest, 3.36 average. Nicely done from Ella. Puts it right up there on the green. Anniken up next. Looking to keep the hot streak going. Tough lefty hole. Puts a pretty good move on it. It's heading towards that pond. Can the birch tree save her? It does. And that's a really nice spot to give the putt a run from. That's just just outside the circle, so she can do a little jumper over that pond and get a sweet highlight if she likes.
We'll see if this shot from Silva has enough height. It's heading straight towards the danger zone and splashdown for Silva. She'll have the same putt we just saw from the previous slide, but with the penalty. That is the risk there.
Just too straight. And that's going to spell the end of her run at the World Championships in 2025 here in her homeland. Still a lot to play for, as you mentioned, but the win just out of reach. Unfortunate OB as well for Ida.
And it means a lot for these players, particularly those who are younger, trying to mark their name in the history books. And Anniken,
oh my goodness,
absolutely fires it over the water into the chains. Look at her run this down. She was way out there. Miraculous stuff here on 11.
Super impressive. I mean, she's been making such a push these last couple days. Silva gives it a bid, but what an insane highlight putt there. Just framed up so nicely over the pond. Nailing it in the heart with the jumper. Anniken putting on a show here today and shooting that hot round yesterday, so taming the beast. Ella also doing the same. Gets it in the corner pocket, swirls around the bucket, and the string of birdies continues. 9 under par through 11 holes here on one of the more difficult tracks we know.
And I wonder if she, at any point, will start to get in her own head a little bit. That's obviously a crazy hot pace that she's setting. But I think she knows, Andrew, that that's what she needs to make a push here. This is it, now or never. The World Championships are soon coming to an end, and Ella wants to be involved on the podium.
Yeah, definitely leaving it all out there and giving us quite a performance here on the final day. We are moving on to the far side of town, hole 12, par 4, 183 meters. Yeah, rising floor all the way, low ceiling, sloping right to left. Very low ceiling, really, particularly. You see it, the drone's flying under it all. If you can get your drive out anywhere where you can get a look at the basket and then power anything kind of low and skipping potentially up to the green, that's maybe your best bet. But yeah, a lot of creative opportunities here to make good maneuvers with the disc, and that's a really fun hole for that. You see a lot of different efforts to try to get it there, but it's a tricky one, I have to say. It is the hardest on the course. 4.67 average. Really hard to birdie. Haven't seen any yet today.
Ella pumps the forehand very nicely through, hits the height perfectly. Great angle to get the skip as well. Getting up the hill on the right will give you a good look into the green, but being higher up does make the low ceiling a little bit harder to deal with, but that is the ideal spot for Ella. Anniken's backhand a little bit shorter, but also out there and to the right, both positioning themselves for the potential birdie. Silva utilizing the understability here very nicely as well. That is, I would say, the hardest way to play this hole.
She's super good at that, though. That's one of her main strengths, is maneuvering those flippier discs, putting them on perfect angles, getting the speed just right, and doing quite magic, really, with the touch.
We see, in comparison, Ida released a sort of a flat release with a more neutral disc out on the left. She has to use a bit more width. Silva, in comparison, released hyzer through the gap and then turned it over for Ida. She does cut roll into the early left rough. I think she'll be blind to the green from there, unless she had enough distance that she can sneak around. There's still a lot of work left there.
I'd say she's quite pinched. Pretty solid effort there. Moving on up the fairway. Silva from the standstill. She's good with these low power shots as well. That one's just a little too low to get all the way up to the basket, though. Oh, Ella with a bad slip.
But a good-looking throw.
Wow. Yeah, it skips and slides through the circle.
Who needs feet? Who needs balance? Just throw a great upshot while falling over on a slope. That was a really great result for the slip, and I think speaks to her athleticism to try and salvage a tough fall.
Yeah.
Fortunately, not impacting.
Oh
her
my
speed.
goodness. Look at that, hitting the cage from way back. Good effort from Silva as well, and Anniken putting it close with the jumper. Here we go for the first birdie of the day. 35 feet, 10.5 meters. Drills it home. Ella Hansen having a day out there. Double digits under par for the round.
She's just going lights out, Andrew. She wants it so badly. She's here to play. And a nasty spit out for Silva at a moment now where she's already down. She's just getting beaten up a little bit by the course.
It's unfortunate at this point.
She is in the top 10 right now, Andrew.
Yeah.
This putt will drop her back to 1 under total.
Yeah. Anniken gave Ella a fist bump there, recognizing that she's doing something special. And we can see them. They are now tied up. 7 under par in 3rd place. Henna Blomros, Ida Lettamäki, the Finns leading the charge.
Hey, aren't you Anthony Barella?
Yes, sir. Try out this Venom.
Thanks, man. Hey, hurry up, man. You're taking forever.
Sorry, man. No 30-second rule here. What about that 100% off player discount?
We continue on to the beautiful and aesthetic hole 13. This par 4 sits at 187 meters. This initial gap presents an option for the players. You have a soft right to left slope, a rising floor, a low ceiling, and a very pinpoint entrance into this wide open field and second leg of the fairway. If you can get your first shot out anywhere into the open, you will then almost always have some sort of chance to approach for the birdie. Whether you go left, right, or through this tree, this late guardian is the last one to beat.
Yeah, such a beautiful one. 4.27 average, tied for 5th most difficult today here. Ella gonna try to pierce the gap with the forehand. Nice and low. Great swing. Can it get the skip it needs to crest the hill? It sure does. Brilliant. Way up there. Prime time. Anniken hits it super clean as well. It's got the push, got the ground play to get way out there.
That's fantastic.
Oh, wow. You can't do any better than that.
complete full flight. We see Silva now 2 bogeys in a row. The last one, I would say, more bad luck than really a complete misplay of the hole. She had that short putt for par. She hit the pole.
Drifting left. Ida unfortunately catching that low-hanging branch. Smiling it off, not having her best day, but still in the top 10. Still a lot to play for if she can just finish strong.
Ida looking to break her way out of the initial gap, gets another kick. Ella, a flawless back 9 so far. That throw, pretty stock hyzer from that position. I think it will be one she will have practiced, but goes 2 straight into the tree line now. We see one of the first flaws of her entire round. Honestly, no big deal. This is a good hole to make a mistake on in the sense that it won't punish you too much. She's almost certainly taking a par from where she came down.
Anniken in such good position. Gonna move it on the left side of the guardian tree. Coming in with the perfect speed, but just a little bit too left. Gets caught up in the bush pin high. She may be able to have a look at it. Not sure how deep in there she is.
Silva from low left does try to beat the tree, hits it instead. Ella from the bushes.
Just pitching out. Oh, Ida with a great putt. Uphill, hits the chains and the nubs. Oh, sick highlight putt from Silva. Through the guardian tree. That's one of my favorite putts to see, to make. Silva's got it done. Great highlight there.
The struggles unfortunately continue for Ida. Ella, though, no damage done here.
Yeah, still on an absolutely ridiculous pace. I mean, well,
Unreal, honestly.
Yeah.
We'll see if she can maintain it. We proceed to 14. Andrew, what do we need from this par 3 to get the birdie?
with this one you need quite a bit of power, really. I mean, for the righty backhand players, they're going to need to smash it through this gap that's quite late in the flight and then fade. Yeah, right at the end, you know, get that left turn. For Anniken, it's probably most likely a forehand, but that's pretty like quite a lot of distance to get it all the way to the basket on the forehand line. We'll see if she opts for maybe a turnover instead with the backhand shot, but not so easy for the lefty, I would say, and pretty demanding for everybody, I guess. I mean, throughout the field, they're not really having an easy time with this one. 3.2 average, so not too bad. Jessica Weiss with the only birdie so far today.
Ella has this one turned over early on the inside, but it fights through the entire way out into the open. She'll have a long look if she'd choose to run that. I think, again, knowing how well positioned she is for this round, likely just another safe par. For Anniken, this is so difficult for the lefty, I would say. Almost impossible for the lefty backhand to get to circle one, just given the shape of the hole. So she just plays for the 3 there, gets one out, ideally into the open.
Smart game plan. This is into the open, but a little deep. Right side, but she'll be happy with that. Can give it a run. It's a little bit uphill, so it shouldn't go too far. Okay, Anniken. Still some work to do. Silva scrambling pretty well.
Ella from way deep. Curious to see if she at all wants to run this. That one just a layup. From there, it's even a soft throw more than a putt. But I think that is absolutely the correct decision for her, considering the circumstances. It's just when you are on the cusp of a podium with only 5 holes left to go, certain things start racing through your mind sometimes. Should I take this little extra risk? Should I be running this? What do I have to lose? But we see some disciplined play here from our chase card, opting for the pars where possible. We go to Silva for exactly that.
Another great putt. Never giving up. Pars and the bogey, unfortunately, for Anniken. Slowing the pace down a little bit, but still 4 under. Fantastic.
We move on to hole 15, a 145-meter eagleable par 4 for the upper end of the field. If they have the power, they can take a risk. Otherwise, they will be playing this hole as follows. There's this initial landing zone, which is the intermediate step. Likely just a putter or approach disc into the ground here will keep you in a good spot. Ideally on your second, you then cross over into the island green and putt for your birdie 3 on the elevated basket. It's possible to get to the island green in a 1 and have an eagle putt. We've seen a few chances throughout the week, and we'll see if any of these players opt for that aggressive line here on the final day of the World Championships. Silva hits the stake of the OB corner and does not cross back in bounds on the long side. She will throw, I believe, from the short side of that protruding corner there. That is a bad break plus an imperfect throw. Ella wants it all here.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yes, up on the green, inside the circle for the eagle look. That would be huge. She's in contention now for the win, this pace that she's on.
If she could eagle that, Andrew, it would go such a long way.
We do have to shout out Emilie Kallio from Finland. She got the eagle from 5 meters.
Hail.
Yeah.
Anniken looks like a lower speed disc in her hand. This one, just the layup play. She wants to see more flip than this, have it settle in an open area. She does find the right side rough. It's not ideal, but I think she'll have a chance to still scramble.
Silva OB again. Anniken being in that bush just has to pitch up. She can still get the par from there, but when you lay up, you'd like to have yourself out in the open to, you know, try to get that birdie. But moved a little bit too far right as we see Ida put herself up nice near the basket. Third here for Anniken. Trying to secure the par to the least stress possible. Comes in a wee hot though.
Ultimately in the circle, but you're right, after pitching out not the distance you want to leave yourself. We go to Silva playing from the short side after not successfully crossing. Simple jump putt puts her in the bullseye. That will be a tap in, and to the fans' delight, we will now proceed to Ella's birdie putt, eagle putt on 15.
Let's go.
This par 4 is attackable, and she proves it. That is an amazing putt at a critical moment. She is now making a push to win this tournament from the chase card, Andrew.
12 down. Absolutely electric atmosphere with the huge crowd. She's feeding off it. She's doing just super heroic things out here today on the final day. Anniken, great putt there. Getting the par. Working hard for it. Well earned. But that eagle from Ella.
It is hard to overstate how impressive this pace she's setting really is. There is nobody on the course who is even close to her round score. Obviously, she's right in the mix with the total score, but this is
Yeah, nobody in history's done what she's doing right now on this course.
Hey guys, quick pause. A lot of people are involved in this project. Our goal is to grow the sport and share it with as many people as possible. So if you want to support us, subscribe to the channel, like and comment the videos if you like them, and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. It seems small, but it really helps us keep creating free content on YouTube. Enjoy the video.
Enjoy the video. We are coming down the stretch in the stadium effect with the thousands of people. And we move on to hole 16, the beast of the beast. Par 5, 222 meters, 728 feet. We've seen so many blow-ups in the past. We've seen it ruin people's rounds in tournaments. We saw it catch Ida Lehtomäki yesterday when she had a massive lead. First, Ella trying to follow that eagle up. This one's also eagleable. You know, being the par 5, just 222 meters. If you want to take the risk, you can be rewarded very heavily. And that's in prime position to go for it. She's got all the power.
Anything over that gravel walking path, an indicator of a spot you can then consider going to the island from. I would say anything before it or near it like that, you're more likely going to be laying it up again in the peninsula. I'm curious to see just how aggressive Ella wants to be. We see Anniken. Tougher shot for the lefty than the righty for sure, but it's a pretty big fairway. It's fairly generous in the landing zone. If you make a mistake, you don't want it on the drive here, given that the upshot is so prone to mistakes, and Anniken will have that penalty. The only upside is that she's hugging the OB inside if she wants to try and get aggressive, but I think it's unlikely. Exactly, here we will go for another layup attempt. Yeah. And she's done well there.
That's fine. Still save the par. Silva playing it safe, but flirting with danger.
Is ultimately not safe. She tried for a safe line. We saw it low, but does not trust the width on the hyzer. Ida pumping this shot out there, looking to get as close as she can, and that is in the last end of the peninsula, about as close as you can get to the island without touching the OB line. Ella Hansen, her second throw on 16. She's going for the island, Andrew.
I love the play, putting as much pressure as she possibly can. Unfortunately, that comes up just a little bit short. She will move up to when she was last inbounds here.
And this is now throwing for 4 and still save the par if she can get this inbounds. It's
way
wide. It's a bit low.
It skips over the hay bale. Wow!
She rides the wave, rides the hay bale, and ultimately is on the island for a par.
What an amazing result there from Ellen. What an incredible round she's having. What a brilliant upshot from Anniken, putting it right under the basket. Super positive energy on this card. Super electric atmosphere. Just listen to the crowd. It's just deafening every time something great happens.
Silva doesn't give this the height she needs. No. She's rethrowing from exactly where she was. No distance gained.
This one averaging right at 5.0. Interesting.
And you have to remember that's after the cut. Yeah. So the lower end of the field has now been removed from play.
Yeah, best players in the world. We do got to shout out an incredible eagle from Kat Murch. She got it on day 1. Now she's got it again. Well done, Kat. And well done, Silva, to stick that island.
Ida had her 2 shots to position herself now for this 3rd crossing into the island. If she can stick it and make the putt, it would be for birdie. Trying to end strong here. She's right at the outside of top 10. That birdie putt. unfortunately may have catapulted her into the top 10.
Ella. Big par.
And honestly, Andrew, I love that she went for the eagle.
Yeah.
I completely understand it. Got a good break as well on that second shot into the island, but is able to clean up the par. We still see, despite having 0 birdies in the last 4 holes, she played it 2 under, a rare statistic. Our players proceed with us to hole 17, a 110-meter par 3 looking downhill on a right-to-left sloping fairway. You have trees as well as OB lining both left and right, OB long as well. This is a shot that shapes most nicely for a power forehand hyzer or a backhand turnover that ends right of the basket and uses the slope to filter back to the left. That left side OB can come into play so quickly though with a cut roll, with a fade, that a lot of players will just simply try to end right of the basket. We go to Ella, power on the forehand, power off the tee. She's pushing the left tree line and she catches a leaf, but may have even helped her, Andrew. She is in the circle, putting for yet another birdie coming down the stretch. 2 holes left to go.
Super impressive. Anniken, lefty backhand, shapes up pretty good for that. She's got all the power she needs, just getting it stable up on time. Nope. Pushes just too far wide. She was out of bounds pretty far back. Silva putting a pretty good move on this one. Get inside the circle. Yeah, 3.18 average on this one. 17 OBs today, so that OB definitely creeps in with that sloping hillside right to left. Nice approach from Ida. Playing it into that hillside nicely with the angle. Anniken with another sick jumper. So impressive. She was perfect putting yesterday. We've seen a ton of highlights today. Well done, Anniken. And well done, Ella.
She is 13 under, Andrew.
Wow.
Eclipsing any previous FPO course record and on pace to shoot an incredibly hot round. She is, at this point, firmly second, only 1 stroke behind solo first. She is, without a doubt, going into hole 18 with a chance to win the World Championships with a birdie, maybe even potentially a par, depending on what happens. We know 16 through 18 is a dangerous. She could eagle that hole.
It's a par 5.
She absolutely could. She has the power. She has clearly the aggressive mindset.
Yeah.
And just like that, our chase card is competing for the lead.
I like it. She's leaving it all out there. It all comes down to this final hole 18. No better finishing hole in disc golf and no better setting to crown a world champion, which will happen here shortly. It's par 5, as we said, 213 meters, nearly 700 feet, OB laden, tons of spectators. All these structures built up for this event. You got the commentary booth there for the live first one, the VIPs, everything you see way uphill on the second or third shot with that OB cinched in tight, making you earn it. Basket elevated, cool scoreboard effect there, really making it feel like a professional sport out here in front of so many people. Ella, forehand off the tee.
She's just looking to put herself in bounds and in play. I like this. The height is going to mitigate too much rightwards movement, and that is in position. I'm not sure if it's in the best position for the Eagle 3, but she can certainly play for birdie, and she might still choose to take that risk.
She's got a ton of power.
We go
if anybody can reach it.
to Silva.
Turning a little heavy on the right side, but it comes back nicely. Very well played. Ida looking to finish strong, try to weasel up into that top 10.
And the nice late stability. That is a crush right there, Andrew.
That was great.
She will be a bit in between options with that big evergreen right in front of her, but I think a hyzer either way will play nicely. Anniken, good hole for the lefty backhand. Right up there with Ella. Both of them well positioned, close to the right side. And Silva, in fact, look at the spread right there. All of our card going to be having a bit of a throw off. Silva, pure angle control. Good progress up the hill. A jump putt in to end on a birdie.
Very well done.
Ella Hansen to put one in the history books. It's high, it's turned, and it's overturned at the stage. She is out of bounds as she had a chance to win the tournament right there. We will see what crossing she is given, but it looks like she went out early and never came back. That choice there may have just cost her the World Championship title. We will see in just a moment how she finishes this hole and what her score will be.
Yeah, that might cost her some sleep. Wonder if she's, I mean, she's, I like it that she's been trying to push as hard as possible here. Not sure what she knows about what scores are out there, but brilliant performance here on the final day, without a doubt. I mean, heroic stuff we're seeing. Miraculous.
Up the hill. Another one now for Ella. She needs this one to be inbounds. She ideally wants to put it close. This looks way better, Andrew.
Oh, yeah. Look at it.
Skip right there, I believe, will offer her a par.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a great par.
And Anniken,
Anniken.
the last hole, one of the last possible throws had it been into the green of the entire tournament. That one just slips away from her quite literally. Silva, a simple jump putt. She will tap in the birdie. I think given her potential, she won't be as pleased as she could be, but she's ultimately in the top 10 of World Championships. That's something to be proud of for any athlete in any sport.
For sure. She's got big goals and big dreams, and the World Championships is right at the top of that list, but she's going to have to wait. Very young player still, plenty of opportunities coming. But of course, it would have been grand to do it in your homeland. Ella needs this putt. Chains out left side.
To wrap up an amazing round, an unfortunate left side miss as she goes from an eagle look, an eagle attempt, let's say, to a par look, to now a bogey putt. Regardless of what happens here on the green, this is a round that Ella can absolutely be proud of. Over 1050 rated. And also the highest ever rated FPO round in history.
Wow. That's incredible. Even with those opportunities that, you know, she wasn't able to capitalize at the end, that just shows what an impressive performance we have just seen from Ella Hansen. Absolutely heroic. Home crowd cheers for Silva.
And that, my friends, is the 2025 World Championships.
12 down, 1057 rated final round here at the World Championships in Finland. Tell us about your day.
Whew, man, I mean, started off good, but was feeling good. Made some good corrections on the first few holes on errors I made previous rounds, so that felt really good, and just kind of was able to keep it rolling for most of the day.
So you came up one stroke short of going into that playoff. but you got yourself a podium position. How do you feel?
Mixed feelings, you know. It's easy to fixate on my mistake on 18 and pulling it right, going for the green, but I also made a lot of other mistakes this weekend that I felt like were fixable or silly mistakes kind of. So, you know, I want to hold on to being proud of myself, obviously, but yeah, still definitely some disappointment in making that kind of a mistake.
So you went out with quite a bang here. This is the last time we'll play the Beast, especially in this kind of layout. So course record, 12 down.
Yeah.
How does it feel to hold that kind of a record on such a historic property?
Yeah, I mean this is an epic course, an epic venue for disc golf. So yeah, it's an honor to just be here at the tournament. And so yeah, getting a course record feels awesome. It's a super hard course. Obviously lots of scoring opportunities, but you know, I first came out here 2 years ago for European Open, and yeah, I think that it feels awesome to be able to play so well for the last round here. You know, see some potential in myself, and hopefully keep that rolling for the rest of the season.
How did the crowd today compare to the ones of the past?
I mean, for sure the biggest crowd ever for disc golf and for this property. But even, you know, years previous at European Open, still the biggest round, biggest crowd. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people here today, so it felt pretty cool to just be cheered on like that and just see all these people who want to watch disc golf, and it's really cool to be a part of that.
Well, thank you for an incredible performance there, one for the ages, and congratulations on that podium finish.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
And if you'd like to see how ultimately the tournament played out, please head over to our friends at Jomez Pro to see that coverage. We appreciate every single one of you who has joined us for even a front or back 9, maybe even all 5 rounds. This was truly a historic tournament. We say that a lot, but it's because it's true. There's history in the making here on MDG, and all of you are a part of it. We appreciate you for that. Thank you for joining us for the 2025 World Championships. Andrew, thank you for joining me in the booth.
Thank you so much. It definitely lived up to the hype and then some. It was definitely an extreme pleasure to be in the booth with you for highest level disc golf World Championships. It's now come to a close here on the FPO side, but stay tuned for the MPO. Looking forward to watching that as well. Thank you all for joining us, and for everybody who's done everything to make this happen. It's impressive.